Yo, it's Kim, and with less than a week before Panasonic announces their full-frame cameras, here's 5 new things we just found out about. So far, the 42 megapixel count we've been hearing about is largely true. However, it's only half true because what we didn't know is that Panasonic is also announcing a second full-frame camera. Basically, there's going to be a high-resolution camera and a lower-resolution camera. Panasonic seems to be taking a page out of Sony's playbook and going with one camera to compete against a high megapixel camera like the A7R III and a lower megapixel camera like the A7 III. Furthermore, there's going to be 3 lenses announced with the camera, a 24-70, a 50mm prime, a 70-200, but we don't have any information on the f-stops of these lenses, so we're just going to have to wait for that. Now, if these rumors are true, and I believe them to be, Panasonic is just killing it as a company. I mean, can we just appreciate Panasonic as a company for going all in? Moment's over. Now, whether or not these cameras sell or not is another issue altogether, because I'm not sure why anybody on a full-frame system right now would jump onto the Panasonic one unless it's for the video features. And even then, if it's in the sub-cinema camera level cameras, video autofocus is becoming more and more important, and unless Panasonic addresses that, I'm not sure they can edge out Sony in this video market segment. Now, speaking of autofocus, Panasonic is rumored to be using autofocus with AI. Now, I'm not sure how artificial intelligence fits into this picture, but that's what the rumors say. So let's see, maybe Panasonic has an ace up its sleeve, maybe not, maybe this is just a whole bunch of hype, but we'll just have to wait and see for this. Another likely rumor is that both cameras are going to be shooting at 4K 60. However, I'd like to caution everyone with this one, because nowhere is it written that it's going to be done internally, so we're going to have to wait for this one as well. Now, in a previous video, I said they may or may not be using the Leica SL mount. Well, they're using the Leica SL mount. But don't worry, Panasonic is developing lenses for this system, so you won't have to sell your house to afford these lenses. Now, some of the best news to come out of this is that the new mount system and lens system is going to be a joint partnership between Panasonic, Leica, and Sigma. Sadly, it seems that Olympus has been left out of this threesome, because then it would be a foursome, but I am a little sad that Olympus isn't coming along for the ride, because personally I think that Olympus makes great cameras and lenses, but hey, you do you. Now, I previously reported that IBIS was not going to be on these new cameras, and thankfully for me and for everyone else, I was wrong. Not only is it going to be in one of the cameras, but it's going to be featured in both full-frame cameras. Now, say whatever you want about IBIS, but I think we're generally at a point where everybody agrees that it's better to have IBIS than to not have it at all. So I'm really glad that Panasonic included this. Now, here's a bonus feature for you guys that made it to the end. There's going to be pixel shift on the higher end model, just like the G9, and it's going to be able to take 150 megapixel pictures. 150 megapixel. Now, pixel shift may be limited to still life images like product photography, but the image quality you're going to get out of this should be at least on the same level as medium format cameras. Now, for reference, Tony Northrup, a guy I trust and knows his stuff, tested the EM5 Mark II with the 75mm 1.8, one of the sharpest lenses in the Micro Four Thirds system. He compared that against a shot on his Canon 5 DSR, which is a 50 megapixel full frame camera, and the results from the EM5 Mark II were better. What this means is that those pictures out of a Micro Four Thirds camera using pixel shift are able to surpass full-frame camera detail for now and are able to compete with medium format cameras. Now, just imagine what you can do with a full-frame camera that can do pixel shift. And now I know there's diminishing returns, and the A7R III already has this feature, but it wasn't doing 150 megapixel stills. So I'm really glad Panasonic included this. So that's it for me for this week. I'm super amped about these cameras. I'm really glad that Panasonic is releasing 2 full-frame cameras, and I'm just gonna go ahead and speculate. One of them is probably going to be in the $3,000 range, and one of them is probably going to be in the $2,000 range, just like the A7R III and the A7R. But even with these updates, I don't think I'm going to be switching anytime soon, just because Micro Four Thirds is just so much more compact, so much more practical for my work, and especially for my enjoyment. But who knows what the future holds, right? But sound off in the comments below. Does the lower resolution camera appeal to you? And what are some compelling features that might get you to switch?